John is an 11th grader here at Scholars Academy. Scholars Academy is a program school within Horry County Schools. So John is actually a student from Carolina Forest who attends Scholars Academy and in his 11th grade year. John is one of the most polite, engaging young men that you've ever met. When I first met John as an 8th grader, he was in the process of receiving a national award for highly gifted children, and we both happened to be at a conference, and I didn't realize he was an Horry County school student and got a chance to engage in a conversation, and I was immediately struck by the way he engaged in conversation, how polite, how extensive his vocabulary was, how he could carry on a conversation that most 13-year-old young boys are not going to carry on a conversation. So the immediate first meeting of John is very impressive, and it doesn't really change after you know 3 years or 4 years later. He's just grown in that kind of area. John's had to overcome lots of different things. His father got very, very ill during COVID times, not with COVID, but with another diagnosis. And so in the middle of COVID, they had a major family medical issue. And John ended up doing virtual school at home, and we missed him pretty much for a whole year, but every once in a while we get a chance to interact and see him and things like that. And it was definitely a light that was kind of missing from the building. What most of our students would probably tell you is John is always up. He's a very energetic, and he doesn't meet a stranger. Yesterday we had a game day that we do with the kids, and John is calling play-by-play on the Mario Kart. So he doesn't meet a stranger. He's always verbal. He loves to be engaged. But what most people don't know is John suffers from a hand disease that affects his muscles, and it's called dyspraxia, and it's very painful for him to write and to write for an extended amount of time. It's much better if he can use the keyboard and stuff. But I bet you there's not 2 or 3 people in the whole building that know that's even an issue for John. He would never tell you that's an issue, and he sure wouldn't complain. So he's just he's a person that approaches the world in a totally different light. It's okay, it doesn't matter what's going on, I'm gonna make the best of it, and I should treat you like a very important person, and I should engage in a conversation with you. And it's a spark that the minute you meet him, it takes you about that long to figure out, oh, that's a very advanced young man, not only in just his maturity, but in his thought patterns and his mannerisms and his vocabulary. But he's also a very advanced human being. He gets it. He gets how to interact with people and what's important really in life. And it's not all just about academics. It's about treating people kindly and letting somebody know that they're important and that there's an engagement there. So he's a neat young man. John is a member of what we call Scholar Squad, which is our student government association. So he's been on Scholar Squad. Even while he was on virtual school, he participated and did events. So he made sure that he's been actively involved, and the kids see him as a leader. John doesn't know a stranger, so he doesn't care. He wants everybody to be involved. So he's a very natural person to put in charge of things. When there are activities going on, he'll jump right in. It doesn't matter, come here, come on, let's get it going. So it very much opens up opportunities for other students because he is such a leader in the way he treats people. John's a real kid from the beginning to the end. He's not only kind, he's academically advanced. He knows how to put into actions what he's trying to get the world to see and the others around him to see. So he's a natural born leader, but he's also extremely well-spoken. He has an energy about him and a positivity about him that just you're kind of drawn to him whenever it happens. So he's one of those people that when you're around him, you're automatically in a better place and a happier place because that's just who he is.